Ladies and gentlemen, we are moving on to contact report 30. Now, the translator is the DeepL translator again. The corrections and improvements are made by Catherine Mossman and Joseph Darmanin. And the contact person this time is Semjase. Okay, contact report 30. Tuesday, 15 July, 1975 at 0946 in the morning. This is a thought transmission contact. Okay. Semjase, on several occasions I have received your thoughts, but unfortunately I had to ignore them because my present task is very demanding for me. And if I now contact you today, then for very specific reasons and only for a short time, because you are to prepare yourself for the early morning hours of the 17th of July, in 2 days, therefore. At the appropriate time, I will then call you and pick you up at a suitable place. Make sure you have enough footage because this will be important. You are the first human being on Earth to photograph a process which is of utmost importance and relevance for your race. This is the coupling maneuver of the two American and Russian space capsules which you are supposed to capture on film. In this respect, we have created a special device that allows you to take better pictures with your camera. At least, that's what we hope. These will be the first photographs of this kind to show such a maneuver independently of the terrestrial space capsules. Continue to prepare yourself to be absent for longer hours, because before and after the photo undertaking, you will undertake a very long flight, which is still impossible even for many space-traveling life forms. There are currently very few life forms in the universe that are able to travel such long distances, because this is only possible through the refraction and use of hyperspace. But where this was made possible by highly developed technologies, the universe no longer offers any limits. Even space and time no longer form barriers, nor do the barriers between different universes. As you know from earlier times, time travel is also known to certain life forms. ... Billy, you know these things? Semjase, certainly. I also know Ask It well. But please do not interrupt me because my contact time is very short. We will not be able to make the next voyage in my small beam ship because it is not suitable for such distances. After finishing your photographic work, we will change to a very spacious ship. So try to have a total of at least 30 hours because with this ship we will really travel very far outside of all constellations and galaxies known to you and will measure several billion light years. You will also have the opportunity to take a few pictures of star systems and galaxies, etc., and also to see from a distance the original homeland of the human races. The original homeland of the human races. I'm thinking she's talking about Lyra, but we'll see. Today, it offers a strange picture whose origin is based on a violent destruction of a very large star. The destruction was triggered a very long time ago by a barbaric and power-hungry JHWH, which ended in the destruction of himself. In other words, he blew himself up in the process. JHWH is basically a god. He's just a really high advanced. He's high spiritually advanced. Okay, according to his senses and predictions, however, the destruction developed exactly in the form of the desired image, which was to serve the life forms of the universe as a memorial to his power. The predicted form was a gigantic image of an eye, now looking through the universe as an evil memorial to human insanity and human greed for power. But otherwise, millions in the entire universe, but of natural origin. True to its eye-like appearance, the structure has been named JHWH-MATA in connection with the producer since its creation. This name means, translated into your language, Eye of God or God's Eye. According to your astronomical data and designations, you will find the Eye of God in the constellation of Lyra, and you name it the Ring Nebula or M57. These are the things I have to tell you today. So let me jump back to the Eye of God. This guy blew up Lyra, and she said Lyra was the origination of the human races. Well, hopefully we'll get more into that. Anyway, these are the things I have to tell you today. If you still have a question, then I still have a short time to answer it for you. Billy, I feel like I have been transferred to the realm of fantasy, Semjase. But tell me, where in heaven can I find the Eye of God? Semjase, you will need a bigger telescope. Billy, too bad. With regard to the forthcoming journey, I have another question. If I calculate the distance in kilometers, what number does that produce? Semjase, it surpasses all your mathematical calculation possibilities many times over. It would therefore be absurd to mention numbers that I could only use my own terms. But be aware that nobody on earth has ever traveled such a long distance before and will not do so in the next 2,000 years, because this journey will lead you to a barrier of this universe. Billy, I am going crazy. You mean we are rushing to a place where our universe touches another? Semjase, certainly. Billy, but then the few hours are not enough. Semjase, you forget the paralysis of space and time through the use of hyperspace. A hyperjump over countless trillions and even higher nominal values of kilometers only takes fractions of a second. Billy, man, oh man, this will so quickly become a short journey to the end of the universe, a journey into eternity, so to speak. Semjase, your thoughts are wrong, because we do not reach the end of the universe, because such an end does not exist. We merely enter and pass through a barrier of this universe. Billy, that's what I meant. I just expressed myself inappropriately. But how can we actually undertake this journey when you are so busy with the Americans and Russians because of their history? Semjase, the further work will be continued by others as I leave, because I have been given an additional task related to the great journey, as you say. Billy, oh, so then you are not just flying to the universe barrier because you just want to give me this trip. Semjase, you have grasped it, because it is connected with a very specific task. But now I cannot talk with you any longer, for time is pressing and I still have various things to do. So that is the end of Contact Report 31. I'm looking forward to this trip to the galaxy barrier. Anyway, hopefully you guys are still with me. Hopefully that wasn't too, I hope my voice doesn't get too monotonous. And I'll see you on the next one, Contact Report 31. Bye.